guys, it's me Narelle here, and welcome back to a new video. This video is going to be a different video. I am not one to do these type of videos, but I actually saw a supply at Walmart that I was shook by, and I'm like, heck yes. If I have to go broke getting these, heck the freak yes. My intention was to go get a new sketchbook, and before I even saw the sketchbooks, these came in my eye, and I'm like, these are the Azure markers. It's probably pronounced Azure, but I'm going to pronounce it Azure because the Japanese in me wants to pronounce that way. So if I'm totally pronouncing it wrong, I am sorry. Gomenasai. But it's by the brand Royal and Langnickel. I have used two of their sketchbooks before. I hated both of them. So, I actually am surprised because I actually really love these markers a lot. I actually already did a drawing with them, but my stupid self recorded it in a way where you couldn't see nothing that I was doing. My hand was in a way the whole time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do a take two because you guys deserve that. Because I want you guys to get the taste, to feel the scent that are these markers. So, this is the packaging. These actually come in a really sturdy, cardboard box. I actually really like them. And on the back, of course, it shows the color swatches. And honestly, guys, these are as close to the color swatches. Like, oh my gosh, I was shook too. But for all of you guys who like doing your own swatches, you can do that. But for my opinion, they look exactly the same. So when you open the box, you see that the markers are all stacked in a plastic tray. I am not one to knock packaging. I know a lot of artists complain about the packaging not being sturdy and whatnot, but if you're not keeping the packaging, why complain about it? Just stating some facts, but once you take them out, they're presented in this way. Of course, since I've used them, they're not color coordinated the way I got them. But honestly, it's cute. I like it. So the markers are actually in a triangular shape, which is like the Staedtler products, because if you use the Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liners, the Staedtler color pencils, all of them are in triangles. So if you use Staedtler products, you're used to this automatically, and it's very comfortable to hold in your hand. So these markers have a fine nib, as you can see, and these markers have a chisel nib. So for all of you brush nib fanatics, you're probably not going to like these markers. But even if I'm so used to a Hoo and Copics, these are actually really nice. So I wouldn't knock a marker just because the tips don't have a brush. You can work with both of these very intermingly. I cannot wait to show you me in action coloring with these. And in the speed paint of this video, I will get into the nitty gritty of what I like, what I didn't like, all that good stuff. So that's it for the introduction. Alrighty guys, so now we're in the speed paint portion of this video. I'm just going to give out the basic facts about these markers. So yes, I found these at Walmart. So if you go to Walmart anytime soon, please look in the art section because you will see them. Luckily with my Walmart, they had it right where the sketchbooks were, so I thought that was a win-win situation. These come in a pack of 13, and I bought this for $9.96, I believe so it's literally less than $1, maybe $1 and some change for each marker, which isn't bad, to be honest. So yes, with these markers, like I said, they're very comfortable to use. They were not uncomfortable, so just me using them and getting to color with them was really fun, and I enjoyed the process. So I'm just gonna go into the pros and cons about this art supply, because every art supply has its own pros and cons. Not everything is perfect. So yes, so getting into the pros. So I really just want to reiterate the fact that these markers were comfortable to hold and to use. Due to the triangular shaped barrel, they are harder to roll off your desk. Luckily I sit on the floor when I draw, so them rolling really doesn't matter to me in my case, because again, I sit on the floor doing my art, so I can't really comment saying that's good. But to all of you guys that have desk and whatever, it should be good for you guys. So yeah, as for the markers, the fine point nib, it actually is really good. It gives you those fine points. It lets you get all into details. Whereas a chisel nib, it was really nice layering down a flat lay, because I find it annoying if you don't have a brush nib. If you try to do everything with the fine point nib, it's going to take you a lot of time. No one likes coloring to be a long process, but with me, with colored pencils, I like it having a long process, but with markers, you kind of want to get it there and get it done. So both of the nibs were actually really amazing. The color, like how the marker juice came out, the markers were really juicy. None of them were dry, which is amazing, and I just lived for these markers. Yes, the colors were intimidating, but they actually did blend well together, and the colorless blender really did help bring out some of my lighter areas in which I wanted. So yes, and also another good thing about these markers is, again, like I said, they blend really well. So overall, as for the pros, they're just very easy to use, and I just had no issues with using them. So getting into the cons, because like I said, everything has cons. The first one is the obvious con. These actually do bleed through the paper, but to me, I'm using mixed media paper, so this paper, be warned, is that this paper will suck up marker ink. I would not recommend you guys using any markers you love on mixed media paper, because they're going to die within 2 uses, because this paper soaks it up. So I would not recommend it. I would not recommend using these markers, like I said, on mixed media paper, but I am a sinner and I do what I shouldn't do. So yes, these markers do bleed. These markers do have a smell to them. They do smell. They smell like those permanent markers you get from a dollar store, and they just smell like that. It doesn't smell bad to me because I buy a lot of dollar markers, so I'm used to that smell. But if you're not used to dollar markers from a dollar store, you're gonna find it really odd real fast. So these markers do have a smell. They don't smell bad like Sharpies, but I don't think Sharpies smell bad either. So I guess to me, the smell isn't bad, but to other people, if you don't like your markers smelling, then you're probably not going to like these, because they do have a smell. Another thing in which I didn't like about these markers is that, if you can see, they do streak, but then again, I guess it's a paper issue, because I swear if I used it on cardstock paper, it probably would not streak like this. So markers do streak if you do flat shades, but these markers do blend themselves out really well, so the streaks, will be less visible. With the color options, is literally all primary colors, and I would have liked seeing some different shades, because again, I had to kind of step out my element and just kind of think, how would these colors go together without it being too intense. So that was a little bit a toll on my end, but yeah, so overall it's a pro and a con, because you get the color with new colors, but sometimes it's so helpful being comfortable, because you know what you can do and what fun you can do out of what you can do, if that makes any sense. So I think that's honestly all the cons I had about these markers. I feel like it's like a pretty even win-win, but all in all, I love these markers, and I cannot say enough praises about them. So getting into the drawings, since I'm pretty much done for the review, when I actually got these markers and swatched them, I immediately was like, I want to draw a black girl with her boobies showing. And then I thought, hey, it's YouTube, I have to censor it somehow. So I just put leaves on top of her boobs, so it looks like a leaf bra. So I thought that was dope, and my first take is forever my favorite, because I just like how the idea flowed. So this is not a character of mine mind, guys. This is a random girly that just came out for this review. But I didn't get a chance to record my first take right, so this is my second take, and I kind of already knew what I wanted to go for with this girl. So for her bra, I used the greens. For her skin, I used the brown. I actually layered the base color brown twice, and then I went in with the darker layer because I feel like the darker brown is a little bit too intense. So please layer the light layer twice and then do the dark layer because it'll look a lot better. So yeah, and then I used the red on her lips. I used the green on her eyes. And with the hair, I freaking loved her hair. I used the purple, as you see, for the flat color. And then the color up on top was the blue color. And then I used the lightest blue to do the highlight. And it literally turned out so freaking amazing, guys. I live for her hair. I live for it. I love how I did her hair, and it's amazing. I love it. And I just enjoyed coloring this. I haven't enjoyed coloring art in a very long time. So this one just brought out the happiness in me, and I just really love how this girl turned out. Granted, before I colored her hair, she looked like a black Poison Ivy because she had the green, the red, green eyes, all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't want Poison Ivy. I want a different character. So that's why I went with a really crazy hair color with her hair to kind of give her some originality, if I can say that for show. So anyways, I just enjoyed this drawing, and I feel like my first take compared to this one is that they're sisters, because this one, she looks a lot more mature, and the other one, she's cute, she's adorable. So I'm like, this is just sister pieces, and I honestly would not mind making them prints because I feel like they would be really cute together. So I don't know, I'll think about it, but overall I had a fun time coloring this piece, and I high-key recommend you guys get art supplies that you... Yeah, man, I'm yawning. I high-key recommend you guys get art supplies that you've never used before and just, experiment with them and seeing how you can use them. And yes, I cannot sing these markers and this drawing and more praises than I could count because I enjoyed it. Though I forgot to add in the roses that the first drawing had, so this drawing does not look as cohesive as the first one, and I think I'm going to add the roses after I record this audio, because I want them to look like sister pieces, so it doesn't look odd, if I could say. So yeah, so what else can I talk about? Because I think I have a couple more minutes left of talking. What else can I talk about? I'm just going to talk about what's new to come for my channel. So for me personally, I'm trying to get into making more new videos. I'm still going to do my OC series, so that's not going to die out. I still have my vlogs, and for my art videos, I'm trying to make them new, and so you guys won't be like, I saw this already. She's put out a lot of these videos already. I'm trying to make it look new and fresh for you guys, so you can see something different from me. So I will try to do more real-time videos. I'm trying to do more real-time coloring so you guys can get something new every week, though I'm not going to strive to push myself to make sure all of my content is new, because I feel like that's going to burn me out super fast. So I'm going to try to include some new stuff, but while also doing things in which I'm comfortable with, which is also a really good factor. Don't push yourself to do something that you can't do just so you can make yourself look good, if that makes sense. Don't push yourself out of your comfort zone, and if you want to push yourself out of your comfort zone, do it within your own limits, because again, it can burn you out a lot faster than you want it to. So yeah, so I think that's it for my channel. Art wise, I'm taking it slow because again, I'm kind of getting into art block a lot faster these days because I try to draw all the time, and then I find myself taking like 3 days break from drawing. So I feel like I need to stop forcing myself to draw all the time, which is actually pretty good, but then again, I'm just like, I need to stop that. But yeah, so all in all, 2020 has been a horrible year, as we could tell, for a lot of us, but I am glad that we can make it as positive as we can. And I do give a huge thanks to all of the creatives that are trying to make 2020 a better year for everybody else. Even though the world is horrible right now, positivity will shine through. So that is it for my commentary it for the speed paint portion, and now I'm going to show you both versions, and you guys can tell me in the comments below which one you like better. So, yeet! I just figured to come back and show you guys both versions of the drawing that I did, because like I said, in the speed paint portion I didn't, film this one right, so I figured I show number one and number two just to kind of get the full effect of how I color it with the markers, and how well I adapted to them. So this is the first drawing in which I did not record right, like I said, and I'm hitting myself because I actually really love this drawing still, and I kind of wish I got that to be recorded right. But again, we all make mistakes. We're all human. So that's number one. And then this is one you saw me color in this video. And I completely forgot to add the roses around her. So I'm going to have to go back and do that off camera. But yeah, so here's number two. And here's number one. And this is a lot more cuter. So she looks a lot more grown up than this one. So maybe they're sisters. Let's just say this is the older sister and this is the younger sister, because they don't look nothing alike. So anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't do review videos often, so if I find a very fun supply, I'll pick it up and I'll do a video on it. So that is it for the Azure markers, and I actually have another supply I will try in the late future, because I totally forgot I had them, but I actually went on a trip to Dollar Tree, I think almost a month ago, and I picked up some dollar watercolors, and I'm like so interested to see how well I adapt to them. I did test them out. They are the chalky ones, so it's going to be a experience, but just because they're chalky doesn't mean I can't work with them. So these will be a video for sure. So that's it for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give this a like if you liked it. Comment down below which one you like better, the younger sister or the older sister. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.